Menace to sobriety. Just a menace, just a menace. Just a menace.
What I wanted to get from you and this conversation is I wanted to really look into it, and that's why I was asking about your family and your dad, and look back and try and see what the common denominator is and where things can be implemented. And I honestly think that the key to all of this, and I know they say it's good to talk and all that, but the key to all of this is not to wait for that thought. It's not to wait for that thought. It's to when you feel like it's not a bad day. I'm not having a bad day. This is a bad life.
Yep.
When you're starting thinking like this is bad, I can't shake this feeling. That's the moment you've got to reach out. Yeah. And I feel like, you know, the only thing that lads can that you think. I mean, I can remember back in the day I went to my doctors and everything like that and loads of stuff, but you know, you think, oh, I've got to pay for a counsellor or wait on an NHS waiting list. But that's not the case. You can literally just call a phone line. You can, I mean, what I'm saying is, what advice would you give?
I think so. I'm really trying to target schools, and that's what I'm really trying to target just now. I've got some things in the pipeline, working with councils and stuff, and trying to go down that route, because I think that earlier that we can educate children on being a man doesn't mean not showing emotion, and also knowing why you might feel like that and knowing what you can do to make it better, then the better. Unfortunately, we're never going to help everyone of this generation. We can try as much as possible, but it's trying to influence the younger generation, and you hope that people of my age and my generation see that and go, oh, we can do this, we can get better. And that's where I am with it. That's my thought process towards it.
I think,
and what made me think that as well is because it was weird. So we were going to a shop one day to go and get some stuff for dinner, and there was this young child out in the front of Iceland, and he came up to me, he's like, I've seen your TikToks. It was the first time I thought, oh, you're young, and I know the stuff I talk about. Yeah. He's like, get a photo and stuff. Perfect, no bother to a photo. And then he just opened up to me. Like, he sent me a message on TikTok, and he was just like, I'm really struggling, I'm getting bullied in school. A lot of issues, and he was like, I just don't want to be alive anymore sometimes. And I was just like, at that age, maybe 13, 14, I never had that feeling. I never had that. I don't want to be alive.
It's hard. It's tougher now with social media for them as well, I think.
Aye, it is. A lot tougher. So that's why I post what I post. If you look at my content, you'll see I post some ridiculous stuff as well, where I'm acting like an idiot.
Yeah, good. I love that shit.
Aye, because I'm not just somebody who's depressed and that's all what I talk about.
Yeah.
I've still got a personality. I'm still a human. I'm not just a robot that wants to get better. Like,
yeah,
I've got more about me than that.
And I think a massive one, especially for you in the work, if you're going to do it with the schools, is looking at what causes the depression in regards to regards to what you're growing up through. Because I come from an extremely bad breakup with my mum and everything like that. That I definitely had childhood trauma, right? And that childhood trauma manifests itself in many different ways. And I think if we can get a message out to even kids, not even just kids, even like fucking 30-year-old men, right? No. Any 30-year-old or any men really that are going, I wonder why I feel like this. Well, have a little look back. It'd be amazing if there was something there that said, look, have you been through any of this when you were a kid? Because we package that shit and we hide it. And especially as men, when we turn into men, the last thing we want to talk about is how we felt as a child, right? It's fucking bullshit. But if men's mental health was understood a little bit more, where it's like, look, if you went through any of these things, if you come from a slightly unstable household, if you didn't get the right environment to grow into like into a child that felt, you know, safe, essentially, if there was anything, and it can be a list of anything, and now you're feeling these things, almost like it's the cause of something that's happening, instead of it just being like, oh, do you know what? Why am I different? Why am I feeling like I'm broken? Yep. When it for me, it was like, right, go and speak to a counsellor, and all of the fucking knots in my mind were slowly untangled, and you're like, right, oh, that's because that back there is because of this.
It's a surreal feeling. See when you put two and two together.
Yeah, exactly.
Go, oh wow.
Menace to sobriety. Just a menace.